the Thunder in town, of course. As we take a look there, a battle between the reigning MVPs, SGA, and two-time former MVP, Giannis. What's he doing here? Some trouble, Kirk.
Oh, they got on his heels like a pair of church socks, and it started with Luke Dortz. You love that, Whitney? Luke Dortz, offense, defense, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Made him play in the crowd. Look at Casey Wallace over there, low to touch, and then all of a sudden Luke Dortz in the fight, making it hard for him to catch, showing multiple bodies, making Giannis give up the rock. They ended with a great defensive rebound.
Big time stuff. Now, while Giannis struggled, SGA, he was thriving. Shanae?
Yeah, this man has seen every type of coverage, especially outside of the paint. Look at him get downhill. There are two people. That's a late double team. It doesn't matter. He's going to get to a spot. You like the little lean in to get the finish there. SGA is just so crafty. Watch this again. This is a blitz. He moves around it. Typically, he can pass but navigate. But when you have a look like that and help side defender like Giannis Antetokounmpo, it's wild. He still has a beautiful touch to knock it down.
Ooh, period.
Oh, man.
Just a little.
And he's still cooking. Do you see this? Like the little mini heavy? Come on. It's elite. How do you guard that? Three people in the vicinity?
That's how you break ankles.
That's not fair. That's disrespectful right there. Disrespect in the best way.
And yet we love to see it, don't we? SGA missed just 3 shots on his way to 40 points, going 16 for 19 from
Bobby thought it was more than disrespect. He thought it was a foul, just for the record.
But look at him. He's cooking. A spin move?
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, that's not easy.
Sick.
Not easy.
Yeah, that's the final. OKC by 20 last night, 122 to 102. SGA missed just 3 shots on his way to 40 points, going 16 for 19 from the field. Surprisingly, all 3 misses were layups. That also marks 115 straight 20-point games for Shea Butter, as Perk says, the second longest streak in NBA history, trailing only Wilt. As for the Bucks, here's Giannis after the game.
I don't understand, maybe because we're young, maybe because we're not playing well, maybe because guys think it's their turn. And, they want to, carry the team on their back and try to turn this around, but I really don't get it. I really don't have coaches, people that talk to me, and they told me this thing that's called the white swan and the black swan, and you got to be the black swan and be more aggressive, demand the ball. And again, it's something that I haven't done. I've never done a whole career, so maybe I got to do it more.
From basketball to a little bit of ballet, okay? I'm going to stick to basketball real quick. Let's break down this black swan versus white swan moment that we had, because it truly is an age-old tale of ruthless ambition versus really just playing by the rules. And a swan is honestly a perfect metaphor for the Bucks right now. They have this beautiful, elegant, you hear the music, centerpiece in Giannis Antetokounmpo. But before the surface level, below that, those legs are moving and fighting for their lives. And I'll show you why. Because the last 4 games, there's been an interesting trend. Not forward, but backward, actually. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 25, 21, 21, 19. His numbers and his shots are actually going less and less. That's strange. Now, I want to talk about the first play of the game, because I feel like they should be better than that. This is where you set the tone offensively. Giannis does some dummy action to get a mismatch, or at least a double team comes. Lou Dort, he's good in single coverage, but you have to show more bodies. They do exactly that. I'm not mad at them not passing the ball right here, because this is the best historically the last 2 years defense in the NBA. Kyle Kuzma, 30% three-point shooter. It feels like you're a little impatient. Let's try to get Giannis back in the paint. These are the questions that the Bucks really have, because it's like, how does this offense work? The last thing you want is your star to feel like a little bit, he's feeling a little bit behind. He's feeling delayed. He's feeling a little denied. And I think we heard those comments in the postgame.
I was wondering if he actually had seen the movie or had gone to the ballet, but you know what? The metaphor still works. And thank you for that breakdown.
Laughing about Swan Lake playing over your analysis.
It was perfect.
Shout out to the producers for that.
It's for the dramatics. We're here for the plot. But what are you seeing from Giannis right now?
In all honesty, it's very hard to break down this game because the Thunder are so good defensively. I can't even really blame the Bucks. And frankly, the Thunder don't care about any of the other Bucks. And that's just what's happening in the NBA. The Thunder are better than anybody, basically. Maybe the Pistons up there. But when they come into a team, comes into a game plan, they don't care about anybody but Giannis. They're not afraid of anybody. They'll just let anybody else shoot. We're going to double team him. Of course his shots are coming down. They're sending their whole teams defensively at him. And that's really what this is about. This is about the Bucks team just not being good enough. I don't want to be offensive, but they're just not good enough. They're not a good enough team. And when Giannis steps off the court, way down. And last night they had a couple of injuries. No Miles Turner, no Kevin Porter Jr. Like, they were playing Pete Nance, and Pete Nance was working his backside off. Pete Nance is playing 30 minutes off the bench. They're starting Kyle Kuzma at center. Guys, this is elementary. Giannis is not going to be able to be successful in this situation.
I could feel the negative energy through the television last night, right? And I had Malika text Doris Burke while we were on set to ask her what was the energy like, and she said it was dead in there, right? And you could see it. You could see it in the body language just in Giannis Antetokounmpo. And the team is deflating at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if Doc Rivers canceled practice today. Because after those comments, back-to-back comments, how are you walking into that locker room? Everyone is uneasy. Everyone is uncomfortable. The dap-ups ain't the real homie type dap-ups. The dap-up is kind of like, what's up, man? I'm looking for the Popeye type thing. And so, with that being said, I mean, again, it is time. It is really time. We saw it on Giannis's face. Yes, Oklahoma defense they are like that. We get it. We get it. Night in and night out, we're witnessing one of the best defensive teams that we've ever seen. We understand. But we also witnessing one of the most dominant players.
Thank you.
And we know that Giannis Antetokounmpo don't back down from no challenge. Even when he's going against a tough defense, he's still walking out there.
Don't you think he's asking
piece.
without asking, these comments that he keeps making game after game? Isn't he just asking without asking?
He is.
But I feel like what's understood need not be explained, both off the floor but also on the floor. If he's saying, they're saying I need to demand the ball. What? Like, how are we at that point where we know Giannis deserves the ball every possession? So, to me, I do.
What would you do?
What would I do?
If you Giannis.
Keep hooping. Be a professional. Like he said, I'm an employee showing up.
I'm going to tell you, you know what? I'm going to say the quiet thing out loud.
Please.
Here's the reason that Giannis is so afraid to ask for a trade publicly. Because he's going to look like a hypocrite. See, Giannis is the same person that's on record that, talk about the rest of the peers around the league when it comes to teaming up with other guys, when it comes to loyalty. But Giannis, me, Perk, I don't care if you give a damn about my opinion or not, but here's my advice to you. Go ahead and ask for it, bro. No one is going to look at you any type of way.
But hasn't he already done that?
When?
He's put the tea leaves out there.
What tea leaves?
The ones that said maybe he'd be with the Knicks. We've been talking about this all season long.
No, you got to say it with your chest.
But why does he need to say he has told his organization.
I think the Bucks are kind of calling his bluff. The Bucks don't want to trade him. Okay. They want to try to make this work. They want more time, and they're calling his bluff that he's not going to do it. That's what I think is happening.
He only has so much restraint.
There's only one circumstance. Like, you trade Giannis, you're taking steps backward. It's going to be hard. So, of course, you want to keep it.
That's what everybody thinks should happen. But
all right, you mentioned the Knicks, Janae, and that's exactly where we're going next, because they got booed at home in their last game. Jalen Brunson said, I would be booing us too. New York trying to avoid a fifth straight loss facing the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, boy. Look, Jalen Brunson needed a big win, but remember, this is on their mind. One thing New York fans are going to do is let you know how they feel. Let's jump to Wednesday. 3 minutes left in the first. Brunson, let's just go coast to coast.
I like this. Yeah. I like this because you take it personally. You say, as a team, we've got to be better, and then you back it up on the floor.
Yeah, and look at him now.
Look at him. He's
setting up his mans.
He's moving.
Come on, corner three. Shaman, 18 points off the bench.
They're happy to have him back.
That's a fact. Second quarter now. Look at this. Prepping OG here, Perk. Beautifully done.
When Giannis Antetokounmpo steps in front of a microphone and starts questioning his own team's chemistry, the entire NBA stops breathing for a second. Because this is not just any superstar. This is a two-time MVP, a finals MVP, a champion, a guy who gives you nearly 30 points a night while shooting a ridiculous percentage from the field, who plays harder than almost anyone in this league. And when someone like that starts saying, I don't understand this team anymore, that's not just frustration. That's the sound of a relationship cracking. And Warriors fans, you should absolutely be paying attention. Because what we are seeing in Milwaukee right now is not just a slump. It's not just a few bad games. It's a roster that has run out of answers around one of the most dominant forces basketball has ever seen. You can hear it in Giannis's voice. He's not angry. He's not loud. He's confused. He's disappointed. He's talking about selfishness, about guys trying to do it on their own, about chemistry not being there. Those are not the words of a player who believes in what's happening around him anymore. And when you put that next to what NBA insiders are saying, that the league is circling, that teams are watching closely, that everyone expects this to eventually end in a divorce, suddenly the Warriors become part of the conversation whether people want to admit it or not. Because Golden State is one of the few franchises that understands what it means to build around generational greatness. Steph Curry is that. Giannis Antetokounmpo is that. And when you start thinking about what Giannis does on a basketball court, you realize just how insane his impact really is. This man doesn't just score. He warps defenses. He changes game plans. He forces entire teams to abandon what they want to do because stopping him becomes priority number one. When he attacks the rim, it doesn't matter if you send one defender, two defenders, or three. He still finds a way. He still finishes. He still creates. And right now, Milwaukee cannot give him the structure, the spacing, or the support he needs to do what he does best. They've exhausted their resources. They traded picks. They took big swings. They tried to build something that could keep up with him. And now, they're outside the playoff picture. They're getting blown out. Their fans are booing. And Giannis is standing there trying to understand how a team with a top 5 player on earth can look this broken. That's not sustainable. Now imagine for a moment what Giannis would look like next to Steph Curry. Think about the gravity. Steph pulling defenders out to half court, Giannis attacking downhill with space, Draymond orchestrating. That is a nightmare for every defense in basketball. That's not just a good team. That's a championship-level combination of skill, IQ, and physical dominance. And this is why Warriors fans are watching this situation so closely. Not because anyone is making promises, not because anything is guaranteed, but because moments like this, when a superstar starts publicly questioning his environment, are the moments that change the league. You don't get many chances to even think about a player like Giannis becoming available. Players like that almost never move, but when they do, it reshapes everything. Just look at what happened with other superstars who reached this point. Once the tension becomes public, once the frustration is undeniable, the clock starts ticking. Giannis is still in his prime. He's not declining. He's not fading. He's getting better. He's shooting better. He's finishing better. He's still one of the most terrifying two-way forces in the NBA. And the Bucks simply don't have the roster to match that level anymore. And that's why what he said matters so much. Because when Giannis says he doesn't understand why guys are being selfish, when he says the chemistry isn't there, he's not just talking about a bad night. He's talking about a team that has lost its identity, a team that no longer knows how to maximize the best player it has ever had. Meanwhile, the Warriors are built on maximizing greatness. They've done it for over a decade. They know how to put the right pieces around a superstar. They know how to create spacing, movement, and flow that allows elite talent to thrive. That's why fans in the Bay are watching this situation with a completely different level of intensity. Because this isn't just about Milwaukee struggling. This is about a generational player quietly signaling that he might be reaching the end of his patience. And when that happens, the NBA changes. So, Dub Nation, keep your eyes open. Keep listening to what Giannis is saying. Keep watching how Milwaukee responds. Because moments like this, when a superstar starts to sound detached from his own team, are the moments that change the biggest moves in basketball history. And if you don't think the Warriors are paying attention, you're not paying attention to how this league really works.